I wanted to talk about something that I've struggled with my whole life, and I didn't realize it until probably the past month or two, was my identity. Identity is such a huge aspect because it's either who we are, what we believe we are, or the lies we believe we are. I watched a video series from a guy named Pete Briscoe, and it's going to be in the description below. We'll put a link on it. It was absolutely phenomenal to find out your identity and who you really are. As a Christian, to find out who you really are, you kind of have to give your life to Jesus, because who we really are is in Him. That's kind of the prerequisite to watching the video. If you've struggled with finding Him, these videos will really help you at the same time. There's a diagram that he had, and at the bottom he goes, your identity's in the middle. What do you identify as? When I was growing up, struggled a lot because my dad had told me I was not going to amount to much. So that was a lie that I believed, and that was what in the videos you'll see is called a lie identity. It's a lie about your identity. And so I believed I wasn't going to amount to much. And then at the bottom of the circle, you have your tendencies. So if you don't believe you're going to amount to much, what are your tendencies going to be? Lazy, procrastination, those types of things. You go up the circle, tendencies lead to actions. And so, which means you're going to procrastinate. If you're in school, you're not going to study. You're going to watch TV, you're going to party, you're going to do whatever. Instead of doing everything that you need to do, you're going to do something else. You're going to distract yourself. That leads to, at the top of the circle, consequences. Every lie has its consequences eventually, because if your tendencies lead to actions, actions lead to consequences. What are your consequences? Well, you're not going to do well on that test. And then the consequences lead to reality. Well, you're going to have lower marks. The test scores come in, you're going to be a lot lower than what you think. And then you're going to start to think, well, I'm just average, which leads into, if you think you're just average, it leads into your average tendencies. It just goes around cyclical. I was thinking about going through sexual addiction and PTSD. If you identify your identity is in sexual addiction, what are your tendencies going to be? What are your actions going to be? Well, your actions are going to be pornography, cheating on your spouse or your significant other. Consequences, well, there's always consequences to negative actions. And your reality is you're going to be either divorced or alone. You're going to be probably broke. I started to realize, he made a comment, we live out who we believe we are. So if we believe that we're a sexual addict, if we believe a lie, we're going to go through that circle. It's just going to keep going. It's not going to end. Like I said, with the sexual addiction, you're gonna start with the tendencies. You're gonna hit the consequences, the actions, the consequences, the reality. And your reality is you're going to feel shame, because that always comes. And like I said before, shame is not the same as guilt. Guilt and shame are two different things. Guilt makes you think, okay, that action I did was very wrong. I felt the consequences, and now I'm going to change. Guilt can lead to change. Shame doesn't lead to change. Shame makes it personal with you. And that's the identity. Shame makes you think that you are addicted to sex, and you can't do anything about it. Your actions go to the consequences, which lead to reality. And it was such a life-changing thing for me.